Ordinarily, maybe because of the time constraints, we are supposed to have an overview from the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Budget. But because that will give us, the members of the committee, a very good background, robust background, we are supposed to lead the debate on the floor of the Senate and discussing the budget and presenting it as Nigerians will expect us to do. We'll have a budget, robust debate on it. And secondly, the Secretary needs to know that there won't be any debate until you give each senator a copy presented. Because once you don't do that, and we're on the floor for a debate on Tuesday, and people raise their hand and say, well, we don't have copies, that means that will be an opportunity to postpone.
That is at the reporting stage, the last stage of the budget, right?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We as committee, and the idea, what I was planning to introduce is that before we pass or go ahead to pass the budget, maybe in the morning, we all converge here as a committee and look at the budget reports. And any observation or issues that will be raised, we can look at it together so that we now from there go to the chambers to pass the budget. That I have also interested. So the two observations raised by Senator Ningi and Senator Adamu Alero, I want to believe is very important and very urgent. For the interactive session, I quite agree with you that yes, the economic team of the president should come before us to discuss the content of the document and also to look at the overall performance on how far the budget has gone in 2025 and also the proposed budget that is currently before us. But I am proposing that that should take place on for one major agenda. And as you're all aware, there is the tradition of the National Assembly that once we have the appropriation bill before us, all other standing committee becomes the subcommittee of the appropriation committee. And it is to that effect we have called this meeting to address us on the upcoming preparation of 2026 appropriation bill laid before us by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. My dear colleagues, on the agenda for this afternoon meetings are three main issues, which I believe every member should have a copy of this document. This afternoon we'll be approving the timetable of the Committee on Appropriation for the budget preparation and process. Secondly, we'll be looking at the public hearing usually held by Committee on Appropriation whenever we have the appropriation bill before us. And thirdly, all other sundry issues which I can tag any other business, the now adjournment. Once again, I welcome you to this meeting and I say good afternoon. Now, I hope the Secretariat will have shared this timetable to all that are here this afternoon. Okay. Number one on the agenda, I want us to please bring out a copy of the proposed timetable for consideration as approved by the Appropriation Committee. Because in the morning, the Committee on Appropriation met and discussed on this particular document before this afternoon meeting. So, and they proposed 2 amendments to the initial document that was presented before them. So those 2 amendments too will be fixed into this we will be doing. Day 1, we have presentation of the draft budget by the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that was done on the 19th day of December 2025. 2, the debate on the general principle of the bill 2026 appropriation bill and second reading referral to the committee. That was done on the Tuesday, the 23rd day of December 2025. 3, production and distribution of the budget details, hard copies / refer to subcommittees. And that will be done today. And will be circulating or giving out to all members of the committee a copy of the flash, of the soft copy of the 2026 appropriation bill. A soft copy will be distributed among all standing committee, all subcommittee chairmen, so that we can have a copy, soft copy of the budget. While later today, the hard copy of the budget will be distributed to all standing committee and their committee secretariats. That is already being processed, and any moment from now, the delivery will commence to all subcommittee chairmen and their secretariats. Appropriation Committee meeting and meeting with the subcommittee, and this is happening today, Friday, the 30th of January 2026. As I've said earlier in the day, the Standing Committee on Appropriation met and approved this timetable, and later this evening, here we are meeting with the subcommittee chairman, not subcommittee, subcommittee chairman. And I strongly believe that that has been taken care of. Next in line is Monday, the 2nd of February 13 to 13th February 2026, where we have budget hearing / engagement with MDAs by appropriation subcommittee. And that will be for 2 weeks. That is starting from Monday, the 2nd, to Friday, the 13th of February 2026, will be consideration for budget hearing and engagement with MDAs by appropriation committee. On the 5th of February, that is the amendment that was proposed at the appropriation committee, there will be meeting with the economic team of the president. The economic team will be briefing the committee on appropriation. And if the subcommittee, if there is anybody here who is the subcommittee chairman who would love to attend, you are welcome. They will be briefing the committee on appropriation on the proposed appropriation bill before us. And they'll be speaking to us along the line of the performance of 2025 budgets. That will be discussed extensively. Then the economic policy and economic trust of this administration will also be discussed. And from there, the 2026 appropriation bill that is currently before us, they will throw more light into what as contained in the budget. Yes, we have a budget of 58.18 trillion before us, but the other components that makes up the budget will have to be extensively discussed alongside with the performance of the 2025 budget, which terminates on the 31st of March 2026. And don't forget that it was resolved that by the time we are passing the 2026 appropriation bill, we will only have one budget. There will be no extension for both 2025 or 2024 budgets. So all that is left out in 2025 will be consolidated into 2026. So going forward, from 1st of April, we will only have one budget, and that will be the 2026 budget, which will encompass 2025, 2024 outstanding, 2025 and 2026. That is effective from the first day of April 2026. On the 9th of February, there will be public hearing, which will be held by the Senate Committee on Appropriation. And the topic for that public hearing is an annual ritual. Anytime that we have before us an appropriation bill, it is the tradition of the National Assembly, both chambers, to hold a public hearing on the document. So this year will not be different. And this year's public hearing is from budgets to impacts, strengthening the macroeconomic stability, accelerating infrastructural delivery, and improving security through fiscal discipline and effective implementation of 2026 budgets. That will be topic for this year's public hearing, and it will be coming up on the 9th day of February 2026. On the 16th of February will be the turn of submission and defense of budget report by subcommittee chairman. That is starting from the 16th of February. It is expected that all subcommittee chairmen should submit the report of their committee and their findings to Committee on Appropriation with their challenges, with their suggestion, with whatever the issues are. We should be able to have that report starting from the 16th, and that will run up till the 23rd day of February 2026. It will run from 16 Monday to 23rd February 2026. While collation and harmonization of report by appropriation committee, that will commence from Tuesday the 24th of February to I want us to amend this date to 15th of March 2026. That is number 7. The collation and harmonization of reports by
on our sheet.
Oh, it's 9. Is it? Yes, it's 9.
9 on our sheet.
9. Okay, it's 9. That is the collation and harmonization of reports by appropriation committee. It will start from 24th February to 15th February. 15 March. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. 24th February to Tuesday,
the full budget, when it's distributed, to be able to see whether or not there is a provision for all the development commission. Okay. I don't think it's at the level of appropriation, but what we are dealing with is what is submitted by the executive. Now, for me, until we see the full details of the budget, which we are going to see, will form the base of our debate, I'm not sure we should at this point preempt the issue of whether or not the development commission that were created will be properly funded. So I just think that we are driving a vehicle without looking at what is on the dashboard. Thank you, sir.
Of this committee, we have started very well as usual, and we pray that by the special grace of God, we end well. last year before we went on break, till the time the president presented this budget, what we had in mind was that the 2026 budget will correct all the clumsiness that we are having, managing 2-3 budgets at the same time, that will not happen again from ending of March. And for that to happen, we agree that what we had in 2024 budget and 30% of 2025 budget must have been cleared as at ending of March this year, so that 2026 budget will contain 70% of 2025 and the real budget of 2026. Mr. Chairman, this is ending of January. 1 month had gone. And investigation revealed that most of the 2024 budget debt have not been paid. The 30% promise of 2025 has not been paid, and 1 month had gone. We have 2 months now. If we cannot clear this one as at the end of March, this is not the beginning of another problem for 2026 budget realization. I'm saying this so that you can be on your toe and monitoring all these agencies to make sure that from the Ministry of Finance and other necessary agencies, they comply as directed, so that by ending of March, we know that we are starting the 2026 budget as planned and read out by Mr. President, so that we are not going to start this again by 1st of April. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Projects done and paid for. 2024, most of the 2024 have not been paid for. That is as if the two of us passed notes to each other. But no, we are seeing the minds of all the senators. If 2024 has not been cleared, and the contractors are there carrying placard up and down, we are now liars to our constituencies. I know what you yourself are facing. 2025, the 30% is not there. How are we sure that the remaining 3 months, because you said as at history, because you said April 1, we still have February, March. Okay, 2 months. How are we sure? And what are we even going to tell them to make us get that dignity in the public?
You want something?
That is the real problem that all of us are here. We have to pass this problem to you, because you are the cross bearer now. You are the landlord. You have the stamina to carry. You should talk to Minister of Finance, particularly Accountant General. They should tell us the position of things and let these things be paid before the end of this March, so that we can have peace.
Sorry, that's to suggest that we dissolve into executive session to allow the gentlemen of the press to leave us for now, so that we can continue with our. Yes, we will.